In this video, we're going to start looking at ways that we can build some custom tag libraries or just work with tags. So the very first thing we're going to do before we dive into tags full on is we're going to actually look at a way that we can just change the pages that we were including to be tags of their own type that we can just include as a tag on our pages. So for this example, what we want is the changing includes to tags.or file, which will include all the code that we'll see today. So changing these two elements, footer and header, to a tag is extremely simple. All we needed to do was take the footer and header that were JSP files, so footer and header.jsp, move them into a special folder, which here we've called tags, underneath the web.inf folder. So we're still in the web content area, but now we're underneath web.inf. Here we're going to have tags, and there we're going to have footer.tag and header.tag. It simply was footer.jsp and header.jsp. If we look at header.tag, it's exactly the same code that was in header.jsp. And if we look at footer.tag, it's similar to the code that was in footer.jsp, but I needed to change a few things in order to make these tags work on the pages. So the first thing I did was I took out the param.copyright_year and the param.website_link. We're no longer pulling directly from a request parameter. Instead, we'll have attributes that we're going to set on this tag. And those attributes are just going to be done with a directive here. The attribute name will be copyright year, we'll require it, and the attribute name will be website link, also required. Now both of those will be in our page, and we're also going to set our body content to tag dependent, which you don't need to worry about exactly what that means right now. Essentially, everything's going to be defined in tags, and it's going to be just fine. So what happens is we'll actually include these files now instead of as the import or include for the JSP include. We're going to find out one more way that we can actually use them as tags now on our pages. So if we go ahead and look at index.jsp, here what we can see is now we need to create a new tag library. A prefix can be whatever we want. I named it site tags, and the tag directory needs to simply point to the location of where these tag files are. So the tag directory equals /web-inf/tags. So that is simply that folder, and any .tag file would be accessible through these site tags. What I can do is reference the site tag as a site tags:header, which header, of course, is simply the name of that file. So it has to match that exactly. Since there's not a real tag library definition file created at this point, and we don't know how to do that yet, we'll learn next time. But here, we'll just name them the same as the .tag file. The footer, of course, is a little bit more complicated because we have some attributes. So when we create our footer, we need to create our site tags:footer. And here we need to set our attributes, copyright year and website link. And of course, these need to match exactly what we named them on the actual .tag file. And we can here then pass in init param copyright and init param web link. And they'll work just the same way that they worked before. So again, if we look at the footer tag, you can see small c, small w, capital Y, capital L to match what we have in these attribute listings right here. So it's just simple tag formats, and here we've named it site tags. Again, you could name this whatever you want. Site tags is simply a variable I chose to use. You could have named it anything else. You could then reference them directly with the tag file, and they're included. Let's go ahead and run this and make sure that our code is working as expected. And here you can see our header is included, and our footer is included once again with our copyright year and our link for the website. So everything is up and running as we expected.